your opinion, what would you like to be remembered for?
It don't matter. I don't care. Because you got people that like me, you got people that don't. I don't give a fuck. I got action figures. I've been in movies. I got DVDs. I'm on YouTube. I'll live fucking ever. I got little kids that come to me and tell me that I'm their favorite wrestler. They're 9 years old. I'm like, and when did you decide I was your favorite wrestler? They was like, I saw you on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care what they think of me. I don't give a fuck.
Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via Amazon, not available on Sundays, but now available on thebeastradio.com. Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
Well, we have a lot of black Anglo-Saxons. Their skin is black, but their brain is white. When I get real mad at them, I call them graham crackers. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mr. Copyright Infringement himself, the petty messiah, and the big man and the medium-sized man are here, and we have a show for you.
Man. If that instrumental don't move you, kiss my ass and don't even worry about listening to the rest of this show. This show is dedicated to the... Go ahead.
Roll that instrumental for the rest of the show like a New Jack match.
Yeah, I'm not against it.
I can't do that.
Why? We run shit here. Why can't you do it? Explain yourself.
Inadvertently, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, you're about to get 2 doses of the blackest show you've ever seen in your life. In the same sitting season, everybody. If you don't know, at the top of the show, the quote that I gave is an actual quote from a great man.
A great
Mr.
man.
Paul Mooney.
Yeah, another great man that has passed away. This show is dedicated to the life and memory of both New Jack, Jerome Young, and also the late great Paul Mooney of comedy fame. You know what I'm saying? So New Jack was a we can say this. A lot of people can't, and maybe New Jack actually was a friend of a lot of people, and that's cool. Because his persona definitely did not dictate that, but he was definitely a friend of Broken Pencil Booking Company, Pro Wrestling Podcast, and radio show infused in hip hop. He loved our fucking work. He loved our work, and we love him for that. And
we love him.
Yeah, man. It's we found out this was Friday just before SmackDown went on the air. We found out that he passed away of a heart attack at the age of 58. Our condolences to his wife Jen and his kids and their kids. Man, just and of course all his friends and family in the wrestling industry. But yeah, man, this is for Jack and this is for Paul Mooney. So there's that.
So in the spirit of fairness, we should warn you now. We own one today.
Yeah, straight like that. We own one so hard. I'm not even counting this toward my appearances.
Pause. Oh my God!
Wait. Hold on. 1 second.
Yeah,
it's for New Jack.
We're gonna title this Black Lesnar for charity.
It's for New Jack.
Price just went up.
I can't charge for this.
Price just went up.
It's a charity show. It's a memorial show. I say, man, most of you don't have privy to the Broken Pencil text there. I literally said, you know what? I'll be there for the New Jack show.
It was crazy is like I'm already like halfway choked up. That really actually choked me up. Like, oh my God, we ain't have to bargain for Black Lesnar no more.
No, I didn't say that.
No, not for today.
Not today.
I'm gonna tell
it.
you a bonus appearance.
Damn it.
I'm here.
Suave, whose side are you on? I had opportunity,
here.
man.
I'm on the side of truth, so I don't want you to misunderstand what's being said.
At the rate you're going, you're on the side of our truth. What's wrong with you?
Don't get it twisted. It's still 3 shows left. This one doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm just trying to save you for when the other shoe drops. Just, hey.
Yeah.
When you step, there's one shoe and then there's the other one. Don't forget that other foot.
There's another shoe. I still got my foot up in the air swinging it like Sandman.
You feel what I'm saying? Damn.
Oh, shit. All right.
And that's not ECW saying, man, for those of you that are lost right now.
No. That's just, again, blackness.
Yeah. Shout out to Showtime at the Apollo saying, man.
Man.
Oh my God! Yeah, I smell a classic brewing.
We always have that. And outside of all of the festivities we were talking about beforehand, this one's loaded. This one's loaded like New Jack's predicted death. he said he wanted to go out in a wheelchair, snorting coke. This one's loaded like that.
In my mind, I wonder.
Nah. We're not gonna do that.
No. It's New Jack.
Nah.
It's New Jack.
Nah.
I want him to go out the exact way that he wanted to. If he could have went out in the ring, I think he would have.
Hey, on the real,
You know what I'm saying?
I think because if you remember, January of 2020, he was supposed to come to Dallas for a VIP. Shouts out Lou Gotti. And he had a very nasty ankle injury and had surgery and couldn't walk. And he got healed up, and Dark Side happened. Let me go ahead and wax poetic on the broken pencil. We had the first interview prior to the actual Dark Side of the Ring episode. It actually happened the night before the show aired. And you can check your Googles on that one. That's us. But
we're gonna send that episode back out in the circulation just so everybody can.
We actually might promote that one like big time. So that's another conversation. At any rate, Jack was supposed to come. Jack was supposed to come.
The MC couldn't say it on Target.
Wait, hold your thought. Hold your thought for a second. Jack was supposed to come to Texas. I got a feeling that if Jack were still here, with the fact that everybody's opening up, like the world's opening back up again, I have a feeling that he probably would have had a bigger resurgence than, dare I say, Sting for someone of his age, because the fandom, polarizing. Either you loved him completely or you hated him with all your heart. There was no in between. There was nobody who's like, who was New Jack? No, you knew him and you either loved him or you knew him and you hated him. That's all it was.
I mean, one of our most viral posts in the last quarter was us posting trying to get New Jack at AEW. People absolutely, and Jack laughed about it and kind of set up some shit to the side. But everybody else was like, "No, you can't get New Jack. We just put out the general idea that he should be there." People were like, "Oh my God, no!" And it went viral.
Little known fact. That post created a private conversation that was going to beget another New Jack podcast produced by this team here, outside of the one that he had that kind of fizzled out. I don't know what happened with that one. I'm thinking he wasn't feeling it.
No, he just said he didn't have enough time to knock out episodes on a regular basis.
Got you. Okay, but we things were brewing over here with it, man. I hate that for the world, because there was so much more to New Jack than that. But anyway, glad you were saying
Jack on a podcast on a regular basis.
Yeah, we'd have come up with some shit on the cool. It's synergy, because we would have turned him into wrestling's Paul Mooney. Like, if you remember how Paul Mooney had his segments on the Chappelle Show. Yeah. That's what we would have done for him here.
Ask a Jack dude.
You know what I'm saying? Ask New Jack. Square business.
Yeah.
But okay, fantasy book. Can you imagine in AEW, since they're about to debut trios title, so I done kind of bury the lead on that. But Eddie Kingston, Moxley, and New Jack as a trio.
Jesus.
Hey, who's the heater?
I wonder if they would have actually gotten Natural Born Killers cleared.
No.
Khan would have dropped out for that.
Think about it.
Who would have been the heater though? Would Jack have been the heater, or would have been Mox?
Jack.
Mox fighting with Natural Born Killers in the background.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, if for nothing else, just to pay homage, they should do that next week.
I like it. I'm not mad at it. You were saying something about Paul Heyman though, Petty.
So Heyman was able to say his words, which I didn't expect anybody except Paul Heyman to speak on New Jack. He was the only one that should have spoken on New Jack, and I wish at that moment that Paul Heyman had been black, so he could have said what he wanted to say.
Well. On that note, Jim Cornette did that, and Jim Cornette actually.
No. He didn't do that.
He didn't do that.
Right. He did that. He didn't
I'm
do
sure
that.
He didn't do that.
But he did that.
The damn thing. He didn't do that.
Yeah.
No one's going to do that.
Yeah. Jim Cornette on was it Cornette's drive-through? Yeah. So he actually said basically the same thing you said, with the exception of he gave all the props to Paul Heyman, saying if anybody was going to be able to do it that way, it's Paul Heyman. He's quite the savant with words. Yeah. And
he was going to have to figure out a way to get it in there without it being in there.
Paul,
you knew what you were trying to say.
Paul did it in 3 minutes. He did it in 3 minutes. And it was man, it was that was a very moving tribute. Very moving. And as he threw up the X, if I threw up the X, I'm sure y'all did too. If y'all saw it, that y'all threw up the X with Paul Heyman.
I had to. It's New Jack.
Man, it just, the X symbolizes too much. It's New Jack, it's Dez Bryant, it's Wakanda. It's everything that we support.
It's the sign that they give when somebody's really injured on the side of the ring.
When it got real, you threw the X up.
And for that reason,
yeah.
That is New Jack.
That's a teachable moment.
When you see that, somebody come running. Yep. It's not a performance anymore. This is not entertainment. This man is down. He's been thrown from up off of scaffolding, and he has bounced off the top rope, and he's now on the floor.
And on that note, man, we got a lot to get into. So let's go ahead and start hopping into this real quick. Backlash was last Sunday. We played a little game, but you know who ain't gonna win. Backlash was actually halfway decent. Sans won.
You're being quite generous, but yeah,
decent. I mean, that could be a C+ or a B-, like depending on your perspective.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
Was it that good though?
I'm tired of us saying that. We should not have to keep saying this about wrestling.
We're copping please about what we're talking about.
Let's talk about the thing that we're talking about, so we can stop being vague. First and foremost, never again in the history in the history of wrestling, things such as the gobbledygooker, the shocker, and things like that come into play when we talk about the nonsense. The shock mask that comes into play when we talk about the nonsense that took place at Backlash. First and foremost, that match by itself, had it just been a regular match, probably would have been amazing.
What we're talking about is
I'm saying that about Miz.
What we're talking about is the Miz versus Damian Priest in the Lumberjack match, and the Lumberjacks were zombies.
So to promote a movie,
but I get that. I understand their partnerships and people. You do stuff. Okay, Army of the Dead. So you want zombies. Here's my whole issue, and if someone can find a way to explain this to me, I'll let it go.
Shoot.
Damian Priest picked the stipulation of a lumberjack match, right or wrong?
Yes,
I believe he did.
So in a situation where you pick the stipulation and the stipulation involves additional people, why would you then not select those people? Because at Backlash, Damian Priest and The Miz had to fight off zombies. Why would I choose people to be at ringside that I have to fight too?
Just to promote a movie. Because all you're
Then
doing,
I'm not in.
all you're doing is you're burying
lazy
Damian
booking.
Priest.
What in the Dexter Loomis is going on around here?
You're burying
What in
Damian
Dexter
Priest for the
Loomis
sake
is going on
of
here?
collecting a check, man. That's not the business. You don't want to bury one of your top talents who's not even being perceived as a top talent because who he's been in the ring with for the last four months. This feud's been going on.
Hey, it's WrestleMania Backlash. It's over with.
Just don't suspend logic, because when you do that, you suspend the you cut off the suspension of disbelief.
And let's
You suspend the investment of time. You slap
That
people in the
too.
face
we
with the nonsense that you're doing.
we didn't get New Day, we didn't get Street Profits, we didn't get RK Bro at the expense of having Damian Priest versus The Miz in the lumberjack match with zombies. To which Bray Wyatt replies on Twitter, "Miss me yet?"
Oh, yeah, with that we absolutely do, but they don't book you much better, bro. Sit down. Take a seat. They have ruined what we were supposed to be building. Now, just chill. Sit this out.
The Mysterios are the first father-son tag team champions in the history of professional wrestling. Well, I'm sorry, in the history of WWE.
Let me stop you before we do that. We gotta send out get well soon wishes to The Miz, who apparently, according to reports, has torn his ACL.
Which is the first documented legit injury from The Miz in his entire career, which is an accomplishment within itself. The problem is, this ain't the time in his career for this type of injury.
Because he's damn near 40.
And I had an ACL ripped off the bone just before I turned 40. This was almost 6 years ago. And Saturday was the first time I was able to run up a flight of stairs unassisted since that happened.
Bruh.
Well, if anybody has set themselves up for, you know what, man, I can't go in the ring no more, but I got a whole career, it's Miz.
Facts.
Big facts.
Factuals.
I want him to get well soon, but I also want him to consider the possibilities.
Announcing, authority figure on Raw, B-level game show host on other platforms. Like he should not have any problem. Yeah, all of that. All of the above. He should have no problem earning a continuous check.
You have been The Miz since 1999.
This is a fact.
When you were
the real world.
I don't want it to be over for him if he's not ready for it to be over. But at the same time, if anybody's laid enough groundwork to be more than valuable while not in the ring, he is on that list.
He had 2 WWE title reigns, one of which was only to be a transitional champion. The other one, it lasted a few months, and he did the damn thing with that title. One of the top 5 Intercontinental champions ever.
I can probably co-sign that.
It's not the fact of his skill or the matches that he had, more so than what it was when he had the belt at the time he had the belt during one of his reigns. That 2015-2016 era during or it was that's 15-16, like 17-18, like around Talking Smack and all that type of stuff when he was in Daniel Bryan's ear, and when he got in his head. That whole time frame, because he went from like the heel that everybody hated to the heel that people wanted to cheer because out of respect for what he did. I
really liked his run that was before that, so that probably would be 16-17
when he
with Dolph Ziggler. When they first brought back the brand split with SmackDown and Raw and did the draft, and Miz ended up on SmackDown as Intercontinental Champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the era I'm talking about right there. So so we're on the same page.
Well, he's got a break. He's like he's champ. He loses it, and then when he goes to SmackDown, he ends up getting it back because whoever they put it on, it didn't really work out to the same level.
But still, it was still a run though. He still had a run with that belt during that whole time frame. Like it's the same conversation we had about Karrion Kross having 2 title reigns. Like, did he have to win it twice? Did he beat 2 people for it? 2 different title runs, but this is in the same stretch of time minus about 6 months. There you go. Rhea Ripley defeats Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Again, we talked about it earlier. The Mysterios are the first ever father-son tag team champions. Bianca Belair defeats Bayley. Bobby Lashley is still Bobby Lashley defeats Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre, and also reinvents himself as the new Godfather. We'll talk about that in a second. And Roman Reigns defeated Cesaro in the hell of a match by technical submission. Listen, that match is worth it. You got to go back and watch that match. Did Cesaro get injured, or was that all a work? Because
I think.
Go ahead.
I think he might
that
actually
one's
got
all
injured.
a work, but I think Strowman actually did get injured.
Okay.
I think Strowman like cracked or broke a rib, or that's what I'm reading.
He did.
So,
He did
take it with a
actually
grain of
break
salt.
some ribs.
ugh.
Yeah. Well,
So here's the thing. Out of the whole night, if you had to pick one, what was the match of the night?
easy.
Here's the thing.
Easy. It's the Roman Reigns match. No question.
No,
Facts.
no, no. That was cool. I like the psychology of it, and they put on the clinic for fun factor. I actually liked the triple threat.
Now, so that, I mean, triple threats are always going to be fun. My thing is, I'm tired of them. Like we had a triple threat for the title. Like this is a do-over from WrestleMania. Like you had that for SmackDown. Now we got it for Raw. Like why?
Strowman was there, so Drew wouldn't have to take another L.
But Drew should have been in the match to begin with. Create a new challenger.
I mean, they technically kind of
agree.
did on Friday. They really did. I mean, when you think about the challengers for Monday. On Monday, they created a challenger we didn't even see coming.
And who?
Kofi.
There we go. All right, let it be known.
We didn't even see that
I'm
coming.
just saying, you could have done that the night after WrestleMania.
You really
Now you don't want Bobby taking no L's to set up a challenge.
You know why they didn't do it after WrestleMania?
Because
Because Vincent Kennedy McMahon likes men over the height of 6'5". I'm not even gonna say pause after that.
Well, I mean, Bobby Lashley's like 6'2", 6'3", so.
No, I ain't talking about him. Hey, look, let's get Drew and let's get Braun out there and let him fight Bobby. You know,
That's a great Vince. That's a great Vince impression right there.
That's I know that it's one of those situations where you can tell that there's still that old bastion of hold on to this mindset, because it was fun. It was fun watching them almost kill each other. It was fun watching him throw Bobby through the LED screen. I was like, okay, this is nice. Wait a minute, are you actually gonna let one of these two win the title off of Bobby?
Speaking of Bobby,
he wasn't no.
Speaking of Bobby,
Go ahead.
we had the MVPIMP show up on Monday Night Raw Monday. Bobby came out with a locomotive, and
that caboose was real.
Yep.
If you
Finally,
look at
some
TV,
diversity.
some
you
talent.
look 2 spots over from Bobby's left hand.
There was some talent to be seen.
All I'm saying,
I know
is
it was 5 people with him.
Representation matters.
I mean,
It was 5 people with him. I was looking at the right hand side of my screen the entire time.
you don't want to. In a world of cancel culture, which we'll talk about that here in a second as well. In a world of cancel culture, you don't want to objectify women on a broadcast.
Right.
But what if they do it to themselves?
No, we're not objectifying.
That's their job. They're too retired for the night.
All we're saying is that we're affected in a positive way that there is some diversity on WWE television. We are applauding the appearance of a different build and hue of woman.
The Broken Pencil Booking Company would like to thank the WWE for their diversity understanding. That's it.
That's
Just
it.
We had all
nice way to say it.
We had all shades. We had all sizes.
That's it. That's
All.
it's representation. I would like to thank MVP for possibly being the talent scout for these acquisitions.
Yes.
Like there's you're not about to cancel or meet you us. Like no. Our conduct is above reproach.
We are celebrating diversity.
We're celebrating inclusion.
What kind of programming do you think we have here?
Yeah, who do you think we are?
This isn't lowbrow entertainment.
I don't understand.
We are here.
I don't
Oh man,
understand. What's wrong with you people?
who are you calling you people?
Diversity.
Who is you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah.
While we're talking about cancel culture, WWE has let go of some more talent
Perfect segue.
on the NXT side, and
That is.
man, and we found out something too.
What did he shout?
We found out that before we go into the who behind the what, we found out that apparently if you're in NXT, your no compete isn't 90 days, your no compete is 30 days.
Shorter money, shorter restrictions.
It's the
I mean, we can't hold you for 90 days for you to be able to get out there and make your money.
my thing is it's the same company, but hey, who am I?
Nah, you were barely working when we had you under contract.
No, but you remember what I
Wow.
told you about the difference between NXT television and air quotes main roster television? That's a
NXT
perfect
television
example.
is more exciting.
Besides that, that's from a fan standpoint. From a business
It's more
standpoint,
entertaining from a writing standpoint.
Oh my.
not so much these days.
Yeah,
but
right.
But overall, the value of the actual television time is not considered to be the same.
No,
On
that's why
Monday,
they didn't look at.
Fridays, that's prime real estate, prime placement. On Wednesdays, that is now Tuesdays, it's not so much. And your appearances can be more sporadic. You're still in the training phase. You're making far less money. Your downside guarantee, if you have one, is still, probably substantial, but you're not in that, I'm signing for $500,000 over, per year over the next 5 type situation. It's
You're probably there for 3. Hitting
got
it for
enough to
about the
function.
same as somebody that work in customer service.
facts. You got enough to function.
Yeah, I would err to say on the low end, somebody is catching 50 to 65 to come wrestle a year.
That's the other thing we need to find out. Like, what's NXT money?
Yeah, I want to see the sliding scale. You know what I'm saying? Like that sliding scale. Yeah, it's like naturally, because honestly, no one has ever exposed how much they got like per bag. Other than Lesnar, and that's only because his bag was a weekly cash out of $1 million per show.
$1 million.
$1 million of the American dollar.
The American dollar.
Don't forget
this
all of
man
the
was-
American dollars.
Would you like to give it to me in cash?
So
I think with NXT, I would doubt anybody there, with the exception of Karrion, is seeing 6 figures.
I mean,
Maybe Balor.
I don't know, because then I'm looking at Balor probably had 6 figures because he got it.
Balor had 6 figures because he was on and then he came over. You know what I mean?
but also so was Adam Cole.
But I also
No, I ain't talking. No, Adam Cole wasn't main roster on and then came back to NXT. Adam. Cole was
I'm sorry. Yeah, you talking about back to NXT after already being in NXT.
I'm talking. He was, because we have Finn Balor on every brand. There's been Finn Balor at SmackDown. There's been Finn Balor Raw. There's been Finn Balor NXT.
Right. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, it's been Finn Balor UK.
You're absolutely right. There was
on one appearance.
On
But
one appearance.
I would even argue he's not now he's making main roster figures.
Yeah.
But when I look at people like Gargano, Ciampa, Cole, Fish, O'Reilly, they all have to be making at least NXT 6 figures. Which it may
so
not
we
be 500,
talking
it might be
under
150. Yeah, like 150, 175 downside guarantee. Then you
I feel like Balor's like 375, 450. And Karrion might be a clean 2 just because they needed to get him over there. And he is negotiating.
we should be able
right.
to Google this.
all right. So we should be able to, but I don't think it's going to be out there. Let me run down these lists of people that were let go on Wednesday or this week rather from NXT. Alexander Wolf. So now that means Nikki Cross is and Killian Dane, only 2 people from Sanity left in WWE. We also have Ezra Judge, which is strange because he's the Vince McMahon prototype person in terms of body and stature. Skylar Story, Vanessa Bourne, Jessamine Duke, which is a surprise. Kavita DeVee and Drake Wirtz, aka Jake. Jake Clemens also cut, but Drake Wirtz, the referee who we talked about a few episodes back, also cut. That said,
worst case scenario.
That said, here's your worst case scenario.
Out of there, you bitch.
It's also been confirmed by multiple sites, but not by WWE, which is surprising. The release of Patrick Clark, aka the Velveteen Dream. All this stemming from allegations and illicit conduct because of some very seedy pictures to underage male youth. I don't care your sexual orientation. I care about you involving minors.
Factual.
And the fact that it took this long is like, you as a company, you want to distance yourself far away from this as you can, and we saw that by the fact that Velveteen Dream was missing for months, showed up for 1 or 2 days, and then that was that. There was nothing he's going to do to bounce back from this. I honestly don't even see him popping up on independent scene. I think his wrestling days are done.
I'm willing to bet somebody's going to take a flyer just because it's the way things are around here. Like, yeah, somebody's going to take a flyer.
All right. I guess we can leave it at that.
You're right. Like, I'm not saying it in a way to condone it. We've seen it, you know. Right
on. Now, what about this? I'm looking at this agenda. I'm thinking out loud, actually. So don't mind me. Evolution, still a mystery.
Some of you, it's a mystery.
What's your take, man? Eva Marie's back in WWE. No one cares.
It's my take that Hot Girl Summer is rapidly approaching, and without some drastic adjustments, the women's revolution is about to undergo a facelift and a tummy tuck.
Wow. So we're about to go back to we're going back to divas again.
I mean, we're already going backwards in terms of we're going backwards in terms of who's in charge of talent relations. We're not moving forward, we're going backwards. So you need to look at that person's track record and the type of talent they were signing, and it'll give you a fair outlook on what's coming.
There have been some visible transformations in a couple of pieces of talent, namely Bayley and Shayna Baszler over the last probably 6 months to a year. They hold on 1 second here. Okay. They look slimmer and not nearly as muscular while more toned, which was also the diva MO back in the early 2000s or mid 2000s.
At best that was probably a suggestion, but that comes with dieting and exercising anyway. I mean, at some point you're gonna lean out. Like Bayley, I mean, it's Bayley. Bayley always looked like, if you see Bayley in person, she probably looks mad different than she does on TV.
I'm sure they all do.
But Shayna was like yoked up for a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Shayna had some
hanging chicks from the neck.
Yeah, she had some mass. Chamber. Yeah, she had some body mass on her, and more so muscle mass than anything else.
Yeah, and I think what it is it's just they got a more relaxed. Because when you're on the road and you're working out, you're gonna hit it heavy, hit it fast, and then you got to be on the show in the next week or the next 2-3 days. That's probably all it is. They got a more relaxed environment, so they ain't yoking up like they were before.
What's this 30-year itch you talking about, Suave?
Okay, so the 30-year itch. After Blood and Guts, a story started to circulate on the internet that an official within WWE stated that the events surrounding Blood and Guts, I guess apparently the match and the finish, set the business back 30 years.
Wow.
So in turn, when the zombies showed up at WrestleMania Backlash, Chris Jericho got his Twitter fingers active. And, trigger fingers turned to Twitter fingers, and he decided to say that set the business back 30 years. And in this particular situation, neither promotion really has the steady ground underneath them to be pointing fingers.
Let's keep it a whole buck here. Blood and Guts is the original War Games. The blueprint of how Dusty Rhodes, rest in peace, laid out War Games. 2 rings enclosed in a steel cage. Steel cage 20 feet above the ground. This is the original inception of War Games. 2 men enter, 5 minutes of a beatdown, and then men enter in 2-minute intervals. Thereafter, when the 10th man enters the ring, then the War Games begins. That's the rules of War Games. This bastardization that's happened in NXT over the last 5 years has been good, but it's still been a bastardization nonetheless. Show them how it's done, son. Let's take you back to the streets. I heard a motherfucker saying they made Hove. Made Hove say, okay, so make another Hove. Hove just created Hove because you got Dusty there in AEW in the form of
both of his
Cody,
kids.
both of them, Cody and Dustin. And that said,
Both of his kids.
that said, on next week's episode, we will preview All Out, in which case Cody Rhodes will be showing up as the American Dream for one night only.
American Dream, baby.
To take on Anthony Ogogo. Ricochet, what the hell is happening with Ricochet, man?
Ricochet is probably going to end up as a United States champion.
Hell nah.
No.
Rico, you gonna shift your life away.
I say it again. Ricochet is probably going to end up as United States champion.
No, but what got Rico in some hot water, which she really shouldn't be. But Rico kind of tooted his own horn and it went awry. WWE put out a tweet that, you know, was just like one of those engagement posts asking, you know, who's the best high flyer in WWE.
This is why I love you on social media, Swab. Keep it going. Keep it going.
You said, wait, what?
I said, this is why I love you being on social media, but keep it going.
But yeah, so Rico, you know, he tooted his own horn. There's an engagement post he gets put out, and they asked who's the best high flyer in WWE. Somebody said Io Shirai, because, you know, it's internet culture, especially Twitter culture, to take the most obscure entry possible and try to push it as the top option.
Yeah, they could have said me and got the same result, but go ahead.
Right. So yeah, you could have said Bronson Reed, and they'll be like, you know, well, no one's his size that can jump like, and they'll come up with a whole case, but it's like it's centered in troll culture because, you know, that's not the actual conversation we're having.
Shouts out to Bronson Reed, the new North American champion. Go ahead.
Yes, extra shout out to Bronson Reed. So Rico gets in his bag and says, you know, basically toots his own horn and says, nah, that's me. That's my spot. He didn't say it in a disrespectful way. He didn't disparage Io Shirai. He even circled back around because, you know, someone responded to him and was like, basically trying to paint him as the bad guy. Like, why are you doing this? Or why are you saying this about Io Shirai? He's like, no disparity to Io Shirai. She's phenomenal. I'm me though.
Let's keep it a whole buck. Let's keep it a whole buck. Are people trying to perpetuate an agenda while they still forget that Ricochet is still spinning from 2016, jumping off the top of the damn War Games cage?
But it's that thing is because it's what have you done for me lately? It's I haven't seen it recently, so I don't have a reason to believe that it's true.
I wasn't born yet, so it didn't happen in my world.
That whole vibe. And then it turned ugly because you couldn't refute what he said. You couldn't refute the fact that he is that guy. That is the thing he has mastered. That's the thing he does better than he does anything else. So then it turned into an attack on his personality. Well, so-and-so, and he's as boring as such and such. That's not the question. First of all, he doesn't get enough lines on television for you to know whether or not he's entertaining or not. He's been in catering for the last year and a half. If we're gonna keep it 1,000, he been in catering since Lesnar mopped him up. Matter of fact,
truth be told, Raw ain't really been shit since the Royal Rumble. couple of episodes have been shiny, but they've been shiny turds. That said, that whole era, really, since the Royal Rumble, Ricochet. Matter of fact, since he stopped flirting with going into the Hurt business, Ricochet's career has been on the side of a fucking milk carton.
Rico been on the side of on the service road with his emergency lights on since the last time they went to Saudi.
With a sign that says, "Why lie? I need a beer."
Jeez, bruh. That's a bit much.
It's aggressive.
That is a little aggressive. I'm scrolling trying to find this original article so I can absolutely quote this correctly.
The quote of the tweet?
Yeah. Because like there's specific language, and I don't want to sell anybody short that's involved.
Well, let's do our Google, fam.
Yes, and I'm looking for that now.
I've got to show him.
Yeah, I was just literally going to do that.
Let's see. I still don't see.
Here we go.
You got it. Okay.
All right. So I'll just we'll cite the source and everything. You hear that white noise?
Yeah.
I don't. We're good over here.
You hear it?
I can hear it.
Okay. Yeah, I can too. It's heavy.
Okay. No, I'm good over here.
All right. So from sportskita.com, and the title reads, Ricochet deletes tweet about female star after fan backlash. WWE superstar Ricochet has deleted his tweet that targeted former NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai following major fan backlash. First of all, I disagree with the first line of that because he didn't attack anybody. He didn't target him.
Target, right. Yeah.
It says Ricochet recently took to Twitter to respond to a tweet posted by WWE's official Twitter. WWE's tweet asked fans to post their choice for the best high flyer in the company. Ricochet stirred the pot. Look, I don't like that language either. He's not stirring the pot. He's merely speaking up for himself. Ricochet stirred the pot by stating that there's no one in WWE who can do what he does in the ring. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Like that's not even a highbrow opinion. That's a fact. That is a fact of physics and life.
Like if Ricochet has a ring ropes, a cage, a cell, and he runs through a bevy of moves in an attempt to play a game of, we'll even say a game of pig as opposed to horse. If he wants to play a game of pig, I think he would eliminate everybody, probably with the P alone.
Who could? Ray might give him.
Ray is 45 years old.
I don't care.
You need
Ray
Ray
still might.
You need Ray from 97.
Ray has also had 88 knee surgeries. Well, not that many, but Ray's
not that many.
Like almost everybody else you think can hang in the stratosphere with him is probably going to hurt themselves trying
to. Morrison.
Maybe.
I'll give it to Morrison. And
if you put Morrison in the conversation, you would have to say Kofi.
I was about to say Kofi. Kofi was my next choice.
I still don't think they got. I still don't think they got the set.
Nope.
Nah, we don't know because like they work.
Morrison can do a lot of cool stuff, but I think Ricochet can take it to that next level up. Like Morrison, because of the parkour element, can absolutely do some ridiculous stuff. I still think I have Ricochet ranked higher. Kofi can fly and he can come up with some cool stuff.
And Kofi also does parkour because of Morrison.
Right. So I would rank him, student under teacher.
Right. So, but Ricochet is still uno. Like I can't, because just
by and large, it's not even close.
What's that?
It's by and large, it's not even close.
I don't know that they have anybody else on their right. And I'm looking into the women now. Like who on the women's side can get out there? I don't think Io Shirai just gets out there. You know what I mean? He's not wrong.
She does a moonsault on a regular basis. She jumps off and stuff. But like, what have you seen her do? That's like, oh my god, no other human being I've ever seen.
She just did an inverted 450 splat. No, she didn't do that. You know who might be able to do it, but they only let him do certain moves. And I hate saying this. Tez. Montez might actually be able to do some of that.
Tez is a ridiculous athlete. I don't know if he has the body control that Ricochet has just because of the disparity in height.
I think Bianca Belair is more athletic than Io Shirai on the cool.
Yeah, well Bianca Belair is the prototype. So
athletic is a completely different conversation.
Or acrobatic.
High flying.
Yeah, acrobatic then. I think she's also more acrobatic than Io Shirai.
There's a couple luchadors still running around.
you got Lince Dorado. You got
okay. Oh, go to NXT.
That's where all of them are.
Dorado.
The Liga del Fantasma.
Yeah,
none of them. Not now. Y'all can keep naming them. There's still gonna be no.
That's what I'm saying. Like we can go through the whole roster.
The only other guy that I've ever seen come close to matching some stuff he did, and that's only because it was choreographed for them to match, was On the Spray, who just broke his damn neck.
God bless On the Spray. The vacant is the new New Japan World Heavyweight champion. We'll talk about that's another conversation. Put a pin in that one.
Maybe Matt Sydal, but he has kind of a habit now of crashing and burning. He's like a 50-50 now.
Yeah.
Yo, seeing him fall in TNA off that top rope.
No, that was AEW.
It was at AEW?
Yeah, that was last year at All Out.
I was terrified. I was like, hey, check on him. Realistically, in the history of the game, we've only seen one other person that could take Ricochet.
And that person being?
Flash Funk. To Gold Scorpio.
Yep, because you got to bring
it
back full circle. It's the blackest thing you've ever seen.
That's it. That's the only one you got. Like, Ricochet is in the air by itself, so he shouldn't be catching flack from nobody trying to play the inclusion game. Well, from nobody trying to play the death to the patriarchy game. Ricochet exactly is just that dude. That's exactly and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to watch him for that. Hey, nah, man.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm listening. Go ahead.
So, just reading from the article, he retweeted WWE's initial tweet. So, no one had even mentioned Io Shirai yet. And then he was like, there's literally no one who can do what I do and how I do it, period. But I'll let y'all discuss. Cool shades emoji. So then someone gets in their feelings. Because there's more than one style of high flying, sir.
You don't even do it.
Here's
commenting on things you can't do.
I hit the bell for that man.
I'm over. I wish y'all could see me shaking my head because he's spot on with that one. But yeah, that's why
we just had that conversation before we started taping about something very similar. But so then this is where Rico probably makes a mistake, but it's not really a mistake. It's more like it's bad social media strategy, but he's totally within his rights and he didn't do anything egregious or disrespectful. He responds to that fan and says, and none are as good as mine.
Again, fact.
Then that same fan responded, touche. So you got out there trying to troll, and then you had to cop the plea and take the knee and realize, okay, touche. In that aspect, I can agree. But Io Shirai is also a phenomenal high flyer as well. She's the best at what she does.
But she can't do what I do. That's all he's trying to say. She's the best at what she does, but she can't do what I do.
Hold on. What did he say, Swabs? Because he responded back to that.
He did. So exact quote. I'm not saying she's not amazing. She 100% is. But I can do everything she can, probably even better. She can't do what I'm capable of, maybe not even half. Come on, again, no lies told. The truth is in the building. This is the Rico I want to see on TV. Put some shades on him and just let him talk good about himself.
Who has done a successful 720 off the top of a fucking cage and not hurt themselves? Or the other person for that matter. The only person I've ever seen do that is Ricochet.
Yeah.
So then this is where, people looking to find a reason to cancel somebody or just piss on everything is like, that's when, fans started getting involved. It was like, one fan tweeted, people really getting mad as if this isn't 100% true. Y'all can't handle a single Y'all can't find a single clip of EO doing something Ricochet can't. It's just facts. True statement. Then someone else who's in their feelings, says it's not hard to find a clip of EO being charismatic or cutting a good promo, which is two things Ricochet has never done. First of all, now speak English.
Now you're just poking the bear. Like that's now
you lost the first bet. Now you want to try to make a side bet. You want to move the goalpost. That's what we refer to it as. That is the exact definition of moving the goalpost.
We were talking about being high flying.
We don't do that.
Flying. This has nothing to do with promos or charismatic because, again, Rico ain't on TV.
Hey, you can flip. Yeah, that's cool. You can flip, but can you whoop my ass?
Right. See, that's what they're going to flip.
And they probably still
when you hear this, because I know you probably listen, because they're going to make you listen to this at some point. Fam, call us. We can write you dope promos. They don't let you talk. Because I feel like Rico is a whole every time he opens his mouth. And that's why they don't let him speak.
If you know anything about the area that he's from, like I do, Paducah, Kentucky, like not only is it extremely racist, especially for his skin tone, it's extremely racist. But the us that's there, it's a different breed. It's a different breed. It's a different breed, bro. They cut.
Rico strikes me as the type. They let him kind of get out there when he was kind of back and forth with Sheamus. They let him get out there a little bit.
Rico did damn well for himself getting away from there. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it'd have been a different outcome for Rico. But the thing is, for the character, let's take the man aside. For the character that we're presented with on a weekly basis, they've never let Rico get out there on the mic and talk his business that he wanted to. Same thing they did with Pac. They had him jumping around and flipping the man that gravity forgot. And it was great, but he couldn't say nothing on the mic. He couldn't be himself.
That's the whole thing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the whole Roman Reigns thing. Like back in 2015, 2016, the only time we even saw a glimpse of greatness out of Roman Reigns was when they actually took the leash off the microphone when he was having that feud with John Cena. Out north of that, the only thing we've seen that's remotely close to great is what he's doing right now. Like
then you have Paul Heyman with the razor,
bruh,
tighten up his hairline every couple days.
Every couple days,
man.
You see why his creative has not gone, like off the rails, and like there's a steady stream of thought. Everything's building to the next thing. Like I'll tell you right now, what I predict to happen. The Mysterios are going to end up losing the tag titles to the Usos by SummerSlam because the whole bloodline will be assembled by then.
I agree. Transitional champions.
It's
a feel-good moment.
See,
well, and if the talent trade with the MLW continues, then when
they other little cousins show up,
it's very well possible we can have a whole lot of gang shit going on. That said, MLW has started their draft. This is their first ever draft. The biggest news coming out of this draft is the signing of a former ROH World Heavyweight Champion. Davey Richards has come out of what seems to be retirement. Davey Richards has been gone from the American Wolves or the Wolves for at least 4 years, maybe longer than that. He's been completely removed from wrestling and is now part of the MLW roster for the July 10th reboot at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. So on top of that, we also have Marshall and Ross Von Erich, which you expect. Gino Medina. Mils Muertes is now going by King Muertes, and Davey Richards. That's their round one, which happened on yesterday. We have, I think, round two coming today. So MLW.com is the website. Also on YouTube, they're having the draft on YouTube. So just make sure you take a look. I'm sure if they pulled out Davey Richards, I'm sure there's going to be some more surprises that pop up on this draft. Now, keep this in mind. I keep saying the NXT thing. If this NXT MLW cross promotion is true, we could possibly see an NXT signee on MLW. We could also possibly see, thanks to Vince McMahon's denial of Daniel Bryan's request, we could also see Bryan Danielson on this. There's a thought for you.
Nice.
So just stay tuned for that. What else do we have here? We'll talk about AEW and their move next week, because that's going to go more along the lines of the All Out preview. Double or Nothing is I keep saying All Out. Double or Nothing is the next pay-per-view, and that's going to be in Daly's place in Jacksonville. 17,000 fans expected to be in attendance. That should be a good return. It should be a good visual to see the crowd back. I mean, the pandemic's not over, but it's sure looking like we're slowing down. So thank goodness for that. Have you guys been watching Dark Side of the Ring at all?
I have. Pillman was something I kind of knew a lot about already because I'd seen WWE's documentary on them. I saw the Nick Gage episode.
Woof.
That was
that riveting.
I guess that's a word. Sure, we'll use that one until I find another one.
For a talent to still be, this was as riveting as New Jack's was when New Jack was with us this time last year. You know, he was alive when his episode aired, and Nick Gage, by all intents and purposes, probably shouldn't be here. And in the strange twist of irony, we found out that his brother took his own life after shunning him for the things that he did after shunning Nick for the things that Nick did in his own personal life. He became party to those things as well, and ultimately led to his demise. But this last episode, man, the collision in Korea, Eric Bischoff, Sonny Ono, and Antonio Inoki got together on a peace mission to put on a wrestling main event, 2-day extravaganza, and arguably the most communist country in the world.
Extravaganza.
And the only two black people they had on that show was Too Cold Scorpio and the champ Muhammad Ali,
aka Flash Funk.
For you WWE heads.
And the greatest.
Man.
Yep.
Suave, that story, you say Eric Bischoff, I'm sure he talked about the 83 weeks. Words can't describe how awkward that was. There were so many levels to it. You had, who all was over there? Ric Flair was there. The Steiner brothers. Scott Norton.
Yes, because Scott Norton is an integral part.
Hawk of the Road Warriors, who got into it with Too Cold Scorpio, and Too Cold Scorpio had plotted to murder Hawk, no Lance Archer, while in Korea.
Yeah. Some OG murder hog. What? You young harlot.
AEW says murder hawks. Too Cold Scorpio says yes. You rang. Antonio,
I'm gonna do it.
Antonio Inoki was there. The Great Muda. What's my man's name? Masahiro Chono.
Wasn't Vader on this trip?
I don't remember Vader being on the trip.
Very lit 1980s trip.
This is 1995.
I know Vader got in trouble in Kuwait in WWE, but I felt like he was on this trip too.
No, 1995. He had, that's WWE. Well, yeah, he could have been because
he's not WWF until like Royal Rumble of '96 and maybe a little bit before that.
Plus, Scorpio wasn't even under WCW contract. They just wanted him there because Flair had got him fired.
Well, yeah, you
know. What was your take on the whole Scott Norton situation from what you heard from Bischoff?
Absolutely insane. Like the fact that they have all the phones in the hotel tapped. Like you're staying in a hostel. Like you're taking people who are making at that time in WCW, you know, everybody on that trip was making six figures.
Yes, everybody for sure. Everybody there were making six figures,
and most people are like, you know, touching $250,000 at least. You know, one way or another. Either you sign for $250,000, and these are guaranteed contracts. These are not downside guarantees. You're making this money.
And this is pre-NWO, so Scott Norton isn't even in the main event capacity. He's making six figures because of his friendship with Eric Bischoff.
You feel what I'm saying? He's touching at least 100 because I don't think anybody was making. And WCW payment records are like, you know, common knowledge and they're publicly posted. So if we wanted to go find out exact numbers, we could for the time frame. But you're taking people who are used to living with some level of affluence. Like you touching six figures to do this, you take those people and you take them, and you want to call it a third world country or just a take them to a far different.
It's a first world country. I mean, they're far advanced. It's just you can't do anything.
It's the part of Korea they went to though.
North Korea.
No, I know it's North Korea. It's the exact destination of where they are. It's like this is not advanced. This is, we're just outside of sleeping outside. So they're at this hotel, and I hear how Bischoff describes the hotel like it's one room, not a whole lot of frills, may or may not be a television. Don't necessarily know if it works. If you've ever seen American Gangster, look at Denzel the first time he goes over to Korea. That's what I picture it being.
Wow.
That's exactly how I picture it when I heard Eric Bischoff tell the story. But the phones are tapped. So this man calls his wife just to say, hey, I'm here, I'm safe. I don't really like it here as much. It's a little uncomfortable. Now, mind you, Scott Norton is what, 6'3", 6'4", about 325, 340? Like,
easily.
Built like a brick shit house.
Like chest the size of a truck door.
He's basically Big Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
So think about this, Petty. Think about you, Suave, and myself all going on the road and getting a hotel, and we all have our own rooms.
We drove a Prius.
Yes. I get out of my room to go knock on your door. I have to be escorted next door to your room with the attaché who's with me, right? To talk to your attaché to get you. And mind you, we traveled together. Right. That's the scenario that they were in.
Heightened level of security. But while on the phone with his wife, not with anyone else, not with Meltzer in a dirt sheet, not some unnamed third party. He's talking to his spouse about not being comfortable. He doesn't really like the trip. He almost went to jail.
He almost died. He almost died in an interrogation room.
You feel what I'm saying? Like he got for disparaging remarks against the country.
Yeah, I'm not going to Korea.
No. Well, South is fine.
You decided to get in. You decided to get in your air quote hoe ass feelings and tell your wife that you didn't like it here. So okay, you don't like it here, you can die here.
Hey, look. Hey, we had a mixtape. We had a mixtape planned for the day. We're gonna do a Dark Side mixtape. The mixtape we have planned for the day, we'll do next week.
You gotta catch this laugh, man. What?
Yeah, for real. If you don't like it here, you can die here. I don't give a damn if your soup was cold. You don't say shit.
Wait,
you put your head down.
This is a very nice place.
Shut up.
Wait, so Hawk and Tuco Scorpio getting into fist fights, right? Multiple
in Korea.
Wait, nothing happens there.
Nah.
Yeah, they don't care about two Americans beating the crap out of each other.
Here's another one. Here's another one.
One of them's black and the other one bombed my country. Like, I don't care.
Petty,
you better not tell nobody outside this country a light bulb ain't working.
Petty, ride with me.
Your freedom is in danger.
Petty, ride with me on this one. How many people you think was in attendance there?
In attendance at everybody in the country.
Well,
they bust people in and like for real.
Here's the thing:
100.
Even being in America, I'm not going to speak ill of Kim Jong Il and his family. No.
Here's the thing:
189,000 per day inside the stadium,
and I am going to wrestle for every one of them with the utmost respect. And then I'm going to get on a plane and I'm going to go back home.
Listen, so
then it ended up being like part of a festival, almost like an Olympic ceremony or something like that. Like it wasn't strictly a wrestling event.
No, that's how they made it. Was strictly a wrestling event. They turned it into that because of the wrestling event. So like all of the pomp and circumstance beforehand was because of the wrestling event. So here's what's crazy. The late Ricky Dojan He was basically the guy that gave Antonio Inoki all the game in Japan, right? The reason why he got murdered was because he was originally Korean. He was perpetrating like he was Japanese, because once he fled Korea, he ended up going to Japan, and they found out that he was actually Korean, so the Yakuza knocked him down. This is like in the 1960s this happened.
What?
Yeah. Go do your Googles, fam. Do your Googles. They knocked him down. Ricky Dojin.
Yep. Ricky Dojin.
DOJN.
It's like D-O.
Do your Google.
I think it's like D-O-Z. I think D-O-Z-A-N or D-O-Z-E-A or something like that. Ricky Dojin.
Just type in WCW Korea after that, and it'll figure it out.
But the whole reason why Antonio Inoki was able to get a pass was because they revered Ricky Dojin.
He is the father of Puro Resto. Really? Huh. Okay.
So, at any rate,
did you just hear what he said, though? They were only able to do this because what?
Because of Antonio Inoki. They gave him a pass with Antonio Inoki. The history between North Korea and Japan is North Korea was under Japanese rule until after World War II. So after World War II, the North Koreans despised the Japanese and vice versa. It's like, you try to fuck us up, and now we gonna fuck y'all up because we'll be communists while you guys will be, in a hierarchy or monarchy or whatever you want to do over there in Japan.
It's up and it's stuck.
Katsushi Murata.
But check this though. So like we're gonna do a mixtape next week, which falls in line with next week's show more so than what I'm about to do. We're about to do a money mixtape.
Okay.
Money.
Yeah. So I named off a bunch of people that were over in North Korea for the collision of Korea. Give me anybody over there, and I'm gonna give you their salary in 1996 in WCW.
Start with the one that counts. Too Cold Scorpio.
Scorpio wasn't under contract.
Oh, okay.
Again, he had been fired
per appearance rate. He ain't just going to get on the plane and go to Korea for nothing.
No. They paid him for that show, but it was because Antonio Inoki wanted him on the show. They paid him to go, but he had already been fired for WCW. Scorpio was in ECW at 96.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. How much did Scott Norton make? Let's start with him.
Scott Norton. Let's see here.
What?
Scott Norton. 1996, his salary was $195,328. Incrementally went up to $233, $306, $384. Over the 5-year period in WCW, he made $1.13 million. Who else?
Easily.
You
who else
feel
was
me?
on there? Bischoff. He was already picked up though.
Give me what was Flair making in 90s, 95?
This is 96 actually, but yeah. So 1996. Because the only reason that's the earliest one I could find. 1996, Ric Flair was making $513,000, so $500,000 a year.
There it is.
The lowest year.
So those are 96 salaries?
Yeah, these are 96 salaries.
Who else was on the show?
Steiner Brothers.
Okay, do them.
Scott Steiner. Let's see here. In 1996, 156. And
really?
Yep. Rick Steiner.
Oh.
Let's see here.
113.
Ain't no way here you gonna pay me.
That's the same. 156.
Okay, thank you.
Now you know that went up. You know that went up, right? After 96.
Yeah, Rick went up when he bleached his hair.
Well, no, I'm talking about Scott and Rick, because remember Rick was the guy that started the Goldberg streak.
What?
Yeah, do your Googles, fam.
Wait, I didn't hear what you said.
Rick Steiner was the one that started Goldberg streak.
Yeah.
I thought it was Hugh Morris.
I thought it was Hugh Morris.
I don't think it was the first one. I thought it was Rick Steiner. Well, I guess I do our Googles for that one. Give me somebody else.
I don't know who else was on there.
See, WCW
the Unmentionable was on that show.
I'm sure he got paid $300,000.
106.
Well, no.
Nah. Especially in 96, that's like early.
Yeah,
Right
what,
before
did
you left
Did
for me and
Malenko
pissed
go?
off.
I don't know if he went, but let's see if he's listed on here. 96. 128.
Okay. I was like,
Malenko?
everybody's making six figures. You can't take
Yeah.
me anywhere and treat me any kind of way when I can go back home and I'm six figures. I'm six figures in America in the 90s.
Here's what's crazy. I'm looking at 99, like Eddie Guerrero in 1999, $509,000.
Gang.
Ric Flair
And where?
in 99. Ric Flair 99, $20,365.
He was on a per appearance rate.
Wait. Flair's making 20 racks a show in 99?
No, this is a salary.
Yeah, but you said 20,000.
20,000.
That has to be a per appearance rate, bro.
And think about 99. That was the abuse of power and all that other stuff.
Yeah, that's a per appearance rate.
Flair ain't doing shit on a yearly basis for 20 anything.
He might have showed up and got 20 grand, but he probably didn't do shit else.
That's got to be a part of
especially
Every time I talk, it's gonna cost you $20,000.
Especially when Conan was making half a meal ticket in the same year.
Yeah, I don't think they had negotiated what Flair's actual rate was. Because if Eddie's making $500,000, right?
Yep.
And he wrestles 2 nights a week on TV.
Yeah, that's 20 grand per diem.
Gotta be.
Can't be
If
nothing
Eddie's
else.
making $500,000, that means it's 52 weeks in a year. He's making 10 a week.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he's making 5 every time he show up.
And let's see.
I'm not. It's WCW, and you have guys, especially in '99. You still had a bunch of people making upwards of $1 million a year.
Oh yeah, there's some stupid tickets on here. Like if you really want to go through that
Dude,
number,
that's a per appearance rate.
Like,
'Cause I just broke down Eddie's making 5 every time he show up on TV. You definitely giving Rick 15,000.
Good try, Terry. 4.6. Bill Goldberg 5.1. Bret Hart 2.6. Randy Savage 1.6
million.
Yes.
Yep.
Sting 1.9. Kevin Nash 1.5.
Stop. Don't rattle it. Bill Goldberg made $5.6 million for the year.
5.1.
Shout out to Barry Bloom.
Money.
Luger 1.3.
Okay.
DDP 1.3.
Fully guaranteed.
Rodman 1.2.
Fully guaranteed.
Yeah. How much did Karl Malone make that year?
Let's see. I don't even know if he's on this
Sharp
list.
elbow having ass.
Nope, he's not on the list. He's not on the list.
Okay. So let me get this straight. Cats is easily making 7 figures. You're
Like that was the whole storyline about it.
The Millionaires Club was a real thing.
everybody in that club was getting paid $1 million or more.
So going back to 95 when they went on Collision in Korea, going into 96 pay scale that we have, everybody on that trip makes
Making 6 figures.
or better.
We are all comfortable.
Right. We're comfortable in our home lives. We're probably spending, a little extra money for the good car, getting the big piece of chicken every day. And you're going to take me to a hostel and with a TV that you would have to, change the channel with pliers. And then you're going to tap my phone.
To ensure I'm not giving out government secrets.
Right. And I almost went to jail and was interrogated and damn near died because I said, I don't really like this.
And it's a big man for y'all to be beaten up on. It's not like you took a bear hug at least 3 of y'all at one time.
They ain't nobody gonna try to fight Scott Norton. They gonna inject him with some
Tase
sort
the
of
crap out of
serum.
this man.
They gonna inject him with a serum and draw down on him at gunpoint.
Yo, next week we're gonna come back when we'll do a who ain't gonna win for Double or Nothing. We'll have the mixtape we're supposed to do this week. We'll do next week. I think it'll be more fun next week anyway. And then we'll
What's going on next week?
Double or Nothing. Wow.
All right.
So yeah, you know.
Yo, once again, rest in peace, Paul Mooney.
Wake me when it's over.
Rest in peace, New Jack. Petty Messiah will appreciate you hopping on for this black extravaganza. Swab, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Take us to the house.
Pencil pushers. Heads up. Pencils down.